invite you there in room 107 in so hotel, you just take a risk, you go and risk your life. That room 107, do you know whether if the hotel itself is owned by a ritualist? Do you know? So what we are saying is this: our guests, the female folk, including the male, those who are pursuing business, they will invite you, come to so hotel. Please be very careful. Let that business, let that discussion, let it be done in an open place within the hotel premises if you must go. But be very careful. I think it's important to know.
You said that once you're checking out, someone who lodged in a hotel, once a guest is checking out, and you lodge with someone, they have to make sure that your guest is either safe or is checking out with you. That will really serve as a good one for them to know what's happening in the hotel rooms, right?
Yes.
Yes, I think it's very necessary for them. If they can implement this, if they can look into this matter, it will go a long way in saving the image of the hotels and also saving lives.
Yes.
And you also rightly mentioned about women, not just only women, even male is also inclusive, because the other one, is it Ojuku Chichuma, some one lady like that who murdered someone. She murdered someone in the apartment, just something like a hotel room. So, but this one is talking about a divorced woman. Probably she left her husband for whatever reasons and now following another man to an unnamed place. It's a stranger, like you said. Following someone like that could really jeopardize your life.
Yes.
You know, so not just about only a woman. It's also to men. Even just like you see these Uber drivers, these Bolt drivers, and some persons like some ladies are in boat drive in they are boat drivers and also male. You know, one person was just saying that they lured a man to an unknown destination and took away his car and murdered him some time ago. Now, who perpetrated this crime is a female. Is a female passenger. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
And so the same thing also goes to these kind of cases we see in the hotel. These are bad news. We don't want to echo them. And even male, you know, you that is also inviting a woman, you don't know where the woman is coming from.
Exactly.
You don't know where the woman is coming from. You don't know if she's an agent. You don't know her mission. If she's just this bloodsuckers and quote,
Yes.
you know, whether she just coming there to kill you and or to scatter your family. I think this is just a two-way thing. Both the male, both the female, you know, our relationship with strangers should be very, we have to look into our relationship with the strangers. What to do, what to say, where to go, where to visit, at what point, at what time. That's my own take. Just coming to you now, comrade, thank God. This is actually a very sad situation that happened in Sokoto State, where a woman of four, a mother of four, was murdered in a hotel. What's your reaction on that?
Okay, I think I agree with the law, my barrister friend here. I'm of the opinion that these checks of maybe when somebody is checking out, they should check, they should investigate to know what happened to the second person in that room. Whereas that should be done, I'm also proposing or advising the government to come up with a legislation that will set up a standard for the operation of a standard hotel. Such a regulation should include the installation of data capture. They do what we call biometric data capturing. Okay. You thumbprint, the electronic device takes a picture of you as the one who is paying for the hotel room. Then when you are going out, checking out, you also do the same thing. If you have any visitor, the person should be captured on the status of a visitor to somebody in so-so hotel room, so that as at the time of checking out, the person in charge of this department will also ask you, how about your visitor? The data here, your data here shows that you had a female visitor, you had a male visitor. How about your visitor? At that point, they should have to find out the state of that visitor before the person thumbprints to check out. So I quite agree with him. Then in the aspect of visit, I think anybody, hotel rooms are not supposed to be for meetings. If you want to use hotel premises for a meeting, it's fine. But not that you want to hold a business meeting as a male or as a female. You'll be called to come into a hotel room, except you can trust the fellow. But if trust is not there, then there is no need going as far as entering into the hotel room of such a person. So I think for ladies and for guys, you'll be aware of what risk you are delving into. I've seen a situation whereby for us who are still searching for life partners, you understand me, a life partner. Sometimes when you call a lady, babe, I want to see you, kind of, maybe if you want to like invite her to come over to where you live, you see her think, I don't go to people's house. You understand me? I don't go to people's houses. She rather prefers you book one beautiful hotel and ask her to come over. That is where, as if there's anything that can happen in people's houses that cannot also happen in a hotel room. They are just two places where either of the things she may want to happen or she may not want to happen can actually happen. What makes the right you have in your house is that it is your house for as long as your rent runs. Then the right you have in a hotel room is that it is your room for as long as your rent, your accommodation, this thing is still running.
Your payment.
So it's almost giving you the same right. You understand me? So I'm of the opinion that ladies, if somebody wants to take you out, maybe you prefer a hotel, like most of the ladies will say, it should not extend to a hotel room if his intentions or your own intention have not aligned with his intention. That is number one. Two, then for husband and wife or divorcees that are no longer together, I'm not trying to suspect the husband of the late woman or anybody whatsoever, because for the lady to die in such questionable circumstances, it might even be that maybe somebody she knows, a boyfriend or a former husband or something, called us, okay, let us just meet in a neutral place. You understand? And she comes there, it happened, the neutral place happened to be in a hotel. Her intention would have been, let me just hear what he wants to say, or whether we want to reconcile. You may not know how bitter the person still is, and will seize the opportunity of such a closet to strangulate the person. So I think for ladies or for anybody, the idea of going into a closet like that, you should tread with caution. Sometimes, if there be any doubt as to what actually may be the real intent of this person, you can go with a friend, you can go with a brother. There is nothing husband and wife wants to discuss in order to reconcile. Our family members shouldn't be aware. There is nothing a lady and her boyfriend wants to discuss that her girlfriend also can't hear. You understand me? So there should be involvement of two parties, third parties, when there is doubt, when you are unsure, when you are afraid of what the meeting or what the outcome may be like.
All right. Well, that boils out to tell us that carefulness is just longevity. That whatever anyone is doing, you have to be very careful with your life, your movement, wherever you're going to. And like you suggested, biometer data capture will also be necessary in a hotel, because this is not prevalent. This is not the first time we are getting to know this kind of stories. As a matter of fact, like what Barrister also suggested, that checking, making sure that you check out with the person who lodged with you is also necessary, so that nobody will find out that there is a corpse in the hotel room.
Sure.
Because anyone can be a victim. Like you're right, but then you said that you can, you may want to invite someone to your house, and a lady probably you are wooing or you are seeking her hand in a relationship that could lead to marriage, and she would solicit that she prefers to go to a hotel, I don't think that that person is a wife material. Because if your mind is settled, and if you are living a normal life, you have to go to the person's house to see what's going on. What do you want? And then anyone who is inviting you, both a man, a woman, you also have to share your location. Tell people where you're heading to. Someone have to know, someone need to know where your movement, where you're heading to, wherever you are going to, for as long as it's an invitation, either of the gender. Do you understand? This will also help in saving us in this kind of situation.
In addition to that, when you share the location, also make the man know, the one who invited you, to know that this location has been shared. In case.
Okay.
Because you actually share the location and the man is not aware that you have shared the location, that will not serve as any deterrent. That will not bring any form of
fear in him or tension.
You understand?
Yes,
because
yes.
Except you are only saying people should come and make a case when you are dead. If it is when you are alive, that is the need why you have to tell the man, look, because I'm unsure.
And I don't know you.
I don't know you.
This is what I have done.
This is what I have done. Look at proof. I have shared this location. I've given your detail to XYZ.
Okay, these are safety measures.
Yes. They are safety measures. They are precautions.
They are precautionary measures.
Yes.
If the man sees all of that, if his intention was to kill, you say, no, this one, if I kill him, I can't run away. People will be calling me here and there. But if the man does not know, he will end up carrying out his mission.
And people will now come to meet with your corpse.
Yes, and start using the information he have already dropped and to make case and all those things. But like he rightly said, so if you actually threaten him that way, and if his intention is not good, he will actually abort the meeting.
All right, let's look at the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Ofagbemi, has said that the federal government secured the conviction of 13 terrorism financing cases. He added that the Ministry of Justice also successfully concluded 150 mutual legal assistance requests and secured 12 extradition requests from law enforcement agencies in foreign countries. Fagbemi discloses on Friday in Abuja the sectorial ministerial press briefing while presenting the scorecard of the Federal Ministry of Justice in the past year. Now speaking further, he said the ministry secured 160 convictions for criminal offenses, 87 convictions for terrorism cases, 3 novel convictions for extremist terrorism actors involved in the radicalization of children and violence against women. So the AGF explained that this is in line with the ministry's mandate of enhancing national security and safety through prosecution. He also said that there is an enhanced inter-agency synergy for the prosecution of maritime cases, electricity cases, collaboration with public and private sector stakeholders on cybersecurity protection and prosecution. Let's just take it there. We're talking about terrorism financing. FG has said he has secured 13 convictions, says AGF. They have really said those who are financing terrorism in the country. You know, on this program, Barrister, if you can recall vividly, we always talked about that those who are, in order to curb terrorism in the country, that the federal government, both the security agencies, they need to fish out those who are financing them, because when you fish them out, you are nipping it from the bud. You are nipping it, you understand? And so that because without money, without financing, they will not carry out the activities. Now they've come up to say they have secured 13 convictions. Is that quite interesting to you?
13 conviction in a country that over 1 million persons has lost their life through the activities of the terrorists. He secured 13 conviction, where over 1 million persons, you may agree with me, ever since the inception of terrorism in Nigeria, that so many persons have lost their life. I think 13 conviction is not enough, and it does not show evidence of hard work. I say it with all sense of humility, knowing what has actually transpired in this nation with respect to terrorism, killing, kidnapping, and so 13 conviction is not enough at all.
Okay, so it should have been more than that. Your reaction, please, comrade. What's your reaction to that? He said 13 convictions is not really quite, it's very low compared to the rates of terrorism in the country.
Exactly.
What's just your little take? Sure, of course. I really want to hear what you would say on this matter.
I would say something. Well, for me, I'm not interested.
Okay.
And I don't think Nigerians are interested.
Okay.
Nigerians are going through hard time. This government is anti-Nigerians. You understand me? So I don't think any Nigerian will be celebrating that hey, they secured 100 convictions, 500 convictions, 1,000 convictions. Is that what we want to hear? The government, the state of the nation is almost forcing Nigerians into some level of illegality. It has been made worse by the policies of this administration. You understand me? So for me, it's just a no news. There is nothing there to talk about, honestly. What we should be talking about is that Nigerians are happy with the government. The whole idea of government is government that will bring about the good of the majority, the greater good of the majority of the Nigerian people. Not a government that eats rain in less than 1 year. People are already dying. People are already not being able to feed themselves. Our money has almost become, has lost power, the purchasing power that it's supposed to have. And they say I should be interested in 13. What is 13 conviction?
Okay.
I'm not interested.
All right, it's quite, for me, it's a welcome development. If they can really secure 13 convictions, it's really going to go a long way in curbing terrorism in the country. But as a matter of fact, we are actually encouraging the government, the security agencies to fish out more so that our country will be safe for people to invest in. These cases of terrorism, it has really recorded a lot of significant, cases here in Nigeria, and everybody is afraid of what next or when next it will happen again. So I think there is need for them to sit down and fish out those who are actually perpetrating these, financing this terrorist group, giving them the audacity to operate without, facing the wrath of the law. Well, let's look at what is going on in Central Bank of Nigeria. I know fewer than 200 officials of the Central Bank of Nigeria were on Friday, that was yesterday, relieved of their duties. They were sacked. This is in addition to the long list of ongoing disengagement in the Apex Bank. These after the list of 117 staff sacked by the bank between March 15 and April 11, 2024. The termination of appointment affects directors, deputy directors, assistant directors, principal managers, senior managers, and lower-ranking staff. Impeccable sources who are staff of the bank confirmed the sack to a correspondent on Friday, saying that those sacked are not less than 200. They revealed that affected persons include older directors who were not affected by the last round of retrenchment. One of the sources in a 20-second call with our correspondent simply stated, "It is true and confirmed." Now, the staff member who could not disclose further details for fear of victimization added that the move has caused apprehension among staff of every cadre, as the management has not specifically specified any criteria for the decisions. Another source confirmed the information, indicating that additional dismissals are expected in the month ahead, spread out across tagged phases. The official said it is real and it's even more than 200 officials, but the actual number is unconfirmed yet. The sack is coming in staggered phases, and that is why we can't confirm the number yet, but it is not less than 200. The sacked persons include directors and other cadres, but the ones that are easily known are the directors. Some of the batch of old directors that were not affected during the last round of sacks are now affected. The sack letter obtained by a correspondent and issued by the Human Resource Department on May 24, 2024 said the policy was to reorganize. The new strategic direction of the bank has been widely publicized. Now, in line with our new mission and vision, the bank is currently undergoing a significant review. He said, I have been directed to notify you that your services will not be required with effect from Friday. That was yesterday, 24 May 2024. Now, we are actually talking about what's happening in the Central Bank of Nigeria. Remember what happened recently when one of them, who the central governor, the central bank governor, Godwin Emefiele, was happened to be there, and you know what happened? He was accused of. We've discussed it here several times: the misappropriation of funds, the alleged fraud, the mismanagement of funds, and so on and so forth, looting our money and all of that. And now they are saying that they are, I think it's a sanitization process. They said they are trying to reorganize it. Could it be traced to what happened? I'm coming to you, Barrister. Could it be traced to what happened to Emefiele, or they just really want to sanitize the system for the good of the people?
Well, their intent has not been made known.
No, sure, of course. Okay. They partly said they are reorganizing it.
Reorganizing
and restructuring.
Yes, when we are reorganizing and we are restructuring, I think the essence of it is not to the people why we are reorganizing and restructuring.
Okay. It's not been made explicit. If they've
yeah,
not really
they
come
ought
up
to have told us. For instance, when Emefiele came on board, he talked about Naira redesign. He actually told the Nigerians what would be the benefit before he ventured into it. If you watch, yes, the Naira redesign, all his policies, he was telling people what would be the benefits. Now, his own face has gone. That's not what we're talking now. Now, for you to actually sack 200 persons, you will actually have to make it public the reason they should be sacked and what Nigerians are going. That action, I think, if it's not politically motivated, they should try to actually further disclose the essence of sacking 200 persons. Because if you look at the Nigerian economy, the information has to punish those people. So
exactly.
let them, yes, let the masses, they may have good intention. Let the masses know what we intend to achieve, because everybody is looking at this Naira problem. Naira is a problem to Nigerians now. You have 100,000 Naira. You can't buy something you can buy with 20,000 Naira before. So information coming from CBN is a point of interest to every Nigerian at this point in time, because the Nigerians, they have lost faith in Naira. Naira is worthless. So we are saying that they should please give us more clue what we intend to gain, whether it will help in the circumstance that the Nigerians have found themselves, where they can no longer buy anything. Sometimes,
now,
yes, sometimes we look at, if you look at some of us and everyone out there who are actually able to make some good money by the grace of God, you ask yourself, if this economy can be like this on me, what happens to that woman who is selling groundnut and usually feed from the groundnut?
That's why the later part we were supposed to have discussed about it when Showore was slamming that this economy that Nigeria is experiencing a very high level of poverty. But now, just a quick one from you, comrade. Do you think this is politically motivated for them to sack and then bring other persons who they will now use to carry out whatever intentions they have, and the central bank being the apex bank? Do you think it is, or it might not be, or it is? What's your take on that? Just a quick one in one sentence.
Okay, I am of the opinion, or I suspect strongly, there was this panel that was set up to investigate the activities of CBN. You understand me? And I'm thinking that the government is acting based on the recommendation of that committee that was set up to investigate CBN. It's part of the charges and revelations we heard about the actions of the former CBN governor, Godswill Emefiele was a revelation following the investigative actions of that committee. So I think the same committee may have said there are persons who are sitting to ensure that they use their offices to compromise ongoing investigation. So hence they may have advised the federal government to relieve every one of their duties so that they can have access to every information they have without anybody being able to shield anything. So
Okay.
I think that may be the reason for the sack.
All right.
At this time, they may be called back, or if fresh people